Welcome to Alpha Wolf Trading. Did you know that there's over 12,000 stocks or companies that trade on the OTC? Between the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange, you have over 7,000 companies. But us as retail investors, we wouldn't know that unless we were researching. Because why? Wall Street focuses on the elite, the big companies. And where the retail investor has their advantage is in small and micro-cap stocks. Why? Because you have the opportunity to speak directly with leadership. That is what this is all about here at Alpha Wolf Trading. We're trying to find the hidden gems, and we interview the executive teams of companies that we think meet the parameters to be those hidden gems. I also want to make sure you understand that this is not a paid-for promotion. I collect no compensation for the interviews I do here. These companies that I interview have been identified as potential opportunities for me and the members of Alpha Wolf Trading to receive a higher than average return on our investment. These companies I have identified either because of a technical setup on a chart, a fundamental change within the organization, new management team, new products, all kinds of different things that actually lead me here. But what do I think is the most important? Leadership. And that is why I do these interviews. I want to understand what drives the person that is leading the charge. I want to feel their passion. I want to understand their vision and the strategy that they're going to use to achieve success. That is what these interviews are for. I want to understand the share structure and the cap table, the size of the TAM, the total addressable market. This is the opportunity to learn all of those things. So sit back and enjoy. And if you learn anything from today's interview, do us a favor. Subscribe to the Alpha Wolf Trading YouTube channel. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a financial advisor. I recommend highly that before buying any security, speak to a financial advisor and do your own due diligence. Hey everybody, what's happening? Tim from Alpha Wolf Trading coming at you with a follow-up update to the follow-up update that we just recently did. And this is what I love about Chuck. Very transparent. And the stock, DUOT Technologies, DUOT is the symbol, is getting clobbered today. It's getting clobbered today. It was getting clobbered yesterday. On this false piece of information that was posted on yesterday, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So Chuck, let's talk about this for a second. Now, what this is saying is that the stock is declining because the company announced a proposed public offering that was likely dilutive to existing shareholders. So you want to tackle that right off the bat there?
Yeah, this particular post here is just flat out not true. What actually happened, we executed a pipe with one of our longest and strongest shareholders, long-term shareholders. We closed that deal on November 10th for $2.5 million. And then we put a standard S1 filing out on December 29th, basically disclosing that fact. For that particular shareholder, he's been a long-term shareholder, very, very supportive, understands our story much like you do, Tim. And this was actually a good deal for him, and actually improved his overall position, with the company, and he continues to be a long-term shareholder. So how that public filing turned into this false statement right here, I don't know.
So here's the other thing that was part of this tweet that was so informative. Recent operational challenges were also noted in the earnings call. Now, how long ago was the earnings call?
I think it was back in November. Yeah, November 14th.
Yeah, so November 14th, and we're talking about the quarter that passed. So really,
this is, I'm not worried about the quarter that passed because there's nothing we can do to go back and change that. What
Yeah.
I'm more focused on is what's coming up in the future, right? And I'm pretty sure on our last update, the follow-up, you said to me something to the effect of, you have never been more confident in the direction of the company and where you sit today than ever before.
That's exactly what I said, and we said that in the public earnings release, which is also out there for folks to see. And the reason why we say that is because we've got an excellent commercial pipeline right now. It's very, very active across not only class ones, but also we've got some international opportunities that we bid on right before the holidays that we're waiting to hear feedback on right now. Everybody can see that it's an election year, so we'll see what happens. But this Railway Safety Act bill is still in Congress. We'll see what happens with it. But at the same time, even if we don't have that bill come through, and we talked about this on the earnings call, there's now interest, by a number of the Class 1 railroads and potentially the AAR, to adopt our technology, in greater numbers, in this coming year. So that, along with the issues down along the border, which happened over the holidays, of course, they shut the whole border down. We're currently in discussion with those Class 1s that were affected by that. And I won't talk too much about it because those discussions are ongoing, but there's significant interest in our solution, which not only mechanically does a mechanical safety check, but it also does a security check. And that is an important tool to help those affected railroads down along the border. So we've got a good year coming, I think. We're just not being rewarded for it right now by a few shareholders here.
Well, what's funny is, and we're going to talk about this because I want to take a look at the technicals, and it's funny to me how the timing on this particular tweet was so perfect, because you have weakness in the market at the beginning of the year. And then you have the stock, and I'm going to move this stuff out of the way so we can take a look at it here. Hold on one second. Let me move this out of the way. And I'm going to move your logo up a little bit. It's just so we can get a clean view of the chart. All right. So what you had going on here was you had some real support happening for about a full month, right? Where this line is right here.
And to your point, that was after the earnings call.
Correct. After the earnings call. So this sat here at a very good area of support. Now, the technical guys that just strictly look at technicals and know nothing about your company, probably don't research it at all. All they're looking at is, here's an area of support. Odds are there are some stop losses that are set just below that clearly defined area of support, right? So if that somehow finds weakness and closes below that area of support, most likely you're going to get a windfall of selling because you're going to get these stop losses that are going to trigger, and then they're going to be able to short the stock. I would suggest that that's probably what has happened here. Somebody's probably put together a nice little hit, but this is not reflective of what is happening internally with the company, right?
No, absolutely not. No.
But here's the positive thing. Back in January 2023, you had a low. Now, how do you define whether or not that is the bottom? You can't unless you go back and you test it. And ironically, that is pretty much, you don't have to test it to the penny, but you're pretty damn close here, right? The low of today, the little wick, I think, what'd you get down to? 189, maybe, something like that. So I mean, you've come really, really, really close to testing that low. So that would be a double bottom. Now, if the news flow starts coming in positive, you could see a vicious snapback in the stock, because how many shares do you have outstanding, fully diluted, Chuck?
Fully diluted, I think we're somewhere north of about 12 million shares fully diluted.
North of
including-
12 million, fully diluted. Yeah.
Okay, 12 million shares, which is nothing. I mean, literally nothing, right? I mean, that is, so with some really good news, this stock could make a significant move in a very short period of time, right? I look at this stock, I have been covering you now for, I think, over 2 years, right? This has always been a long-term investment to me. The company doesn't look anything remotely close to what it looked like when you came on board. Would
That's
you?
correct.
Yeah.
That is
Whole-
correct.
Whole new team,
Yep.
whole new product, software as a service. I mean, this is a massive transformation of a company that provides AI, by the way, that is real AI, not bullshit AI. It's real AI. I mean, I've seen for 2024, AI is going to be the theme, right? But they're saying, well, who are the real guys and who are the pretenders, right? This is not a pretender. This is the real deal.
Yeah, when you're doing AI in for railroaders, there is no there's no faking it. Let's put it that way. It's a tough set of customers, and they are very demanding and exacting, and so that's why I feel very confident about what we're providing right now.
And you brought AI internally, right?
That's right. Yeah, everybody else in our kind of that competes in our space, they outsource their AI development. Or they separate it from kind of the hardware, software, and IT, which is a key component of that, right? And so all of that is in house for our shop, and that's why we've got we do have some news coming out, but we've had an uptake recently over the holidays where we've closed some deals where we have kind of expanded the use of that AI, what we call our AI portfolio. And I think we're going to see a strong push for that certainly, here in this year as well.
So this is what I call this. They had a short-term gain. Everybody's right at some point for a little while, right? So they're right. They had a nice little hit. The information was wrong, but that's okay. I mean, it really wasn't wrong. It's just really late, right? And it was incorrect about the real dilutive part. So this
Yeah.
opportunity knocking.
It just kind of, because it talks about, operational challenges, right? Well, I'll just be very pointed about exactly what those are. So we're in a contract with Amtrak, and all of the manufacturing and procurement is done, and all that equipment is sitting here in our warehouses here in Jacksonville, ready to go. The installation of that has been delayed because Amtrak hasn't been able to finish the civil works that they're responsible for, and has delayed the installation of that project into the later part of this year. So that is the direct cause of the miss on the revenue. It's not something that we're in control of. It's due to that. But
And that business isn't going away. It's just
no, we've actually added more backlog, more contractual backlog from that customer and several others actually, just over in the last probably last 45 days since our earnings call.
okay. So like I said, this to me, you have a confirmed double bottom on wishy-washy news that really isn't news. And this is, I'm not telling anybody what to do. I'm not telling anybody you have to buy the stock, but I would look at this as an opportunity to back up the truck. That's just my personal feeling. So I want to thank you, Chuck, for taking the time to clarify this, because there are probably some people out there that are panicking, that don't know, that aren't well informed. Now this should help them understand where DUOT is, and I think 2024 is going to be a fabulous year for you guys.
Yeah, we're confident in what we're doing right now. So again, you can read the earnings call. It lays all this out in pretty plain language, and the interviews that we've done here, as well as the previous one we did, with you, lays it out in a very direct, transparent manner, which is always my MO with you, right? And make your decision based on that.
Yep. So when is your next earnings report?
Not till April 1st.
April 1st when we file.
Yeah, April 1st formally. Yeah.
Okay.
But, you have my phone number, so we'll stay in touch.
Sounds good, Chuck. All right, hold on one second. I'm going to turn this off. Thank you for tuning in to today's follow-up interview with CEO Chuck Ferry of DUOT Technologies, Inc., ticker symbol DUOT. If you enjoyed today's interview, do us a favor. Give us a like. How about giving us a share? And make sure you smash that subscribe button. We appreciate that here at Alpha Wolf Trading. It's very important to us. Until next time, stay safe. Alpha Wolf Trading wishes you the very best of success.